I am Oluwagbeminga Oyinlola. Okay. Oh, thank you. So I'm so happy because we are celebrating Africa. We are celebrating Africans on this auspicious occasion. And the theme for this year's African Day is in Indaba 2022, Social Work and Development. I want to acknowledge where I am. I reside in Nigeria. I reside in Ibadan. I would say I'm an immigrant in the city of Ibadan, but not an immigrant in my country. It's so funny. So why is because Ibadan is a big city that accommodates everybody from across region, from across countries, across centers. And Ibadan is a pace setter of so many things that happens in African region. Talk of first teaching hospital in West African sub-region is in Ibadan. Talk of one of the best brains in African region, it resides in Ibadan. I work in one of the teaching hospitals, which is University College Hospital. So I will move forward by introducing myself. I'm Oluwagbeminga Oyinlola. I'm a medical social worker at University College Hospital, Ibadan, and also a doctoral student at the McGill School of Social Work, Montreal, Canada. And I'm a mentor, I'm a mentee under my teacher, Dr. Rugare Mugumbate. And he has been excellent over the past 2 years now, and we've come a long way. I feel so delighted to introduce several people here, and I will start by introducing my mentor, which is Dr. Jacob Mugumbate, who is a Zimbabwean social worker and academic, who presently he is a social work lecturer at the University of Wollongong, Australia, in the School of Health and Society. Prior to this current appointment, he worked in the School of Humanities and Social Science at the University of Newcastle, while researching for a PhD awarded in 2017. Before that, he was a social work lecturer at Bindura University of Science Education, Buse, in Zimbabwe, and at Epilepsy Support Foundation. His research centers on social justice in relation to health, disability, and migrant communities, and the recognition and the use of decolonized and indigenous knowledge in education, practice, and research. He's a member of the National Association of Social Work Zimbabwe and convener of the African Social Work Network. He's an associate editor of the African Journal of Social Work and editor of People's Center, the Journal of Development Administration, and an editorial board member of the newly formed Journal of Social Science, Social Issues in Non-Communicable Conditions and Disability. With great pleasure, and we all give a round of applause to my mentor, Dr. Rugare Jacob Mugumbate. I don't know if you are comfortable with this. Probably you just go on with the presentation. Then I introduce everyone before they start their presentation. So with a round of applause for Dr. Mugumbate, a round of applause for him, please. Once again, thank you.
Thank you.
So, over to you for your presentation, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Olu, for the introduction. And I'm glad you are available to be doing these introductions throughout the course of today's Indaba. I will go ahead to talk about today, the Indaba today. I've got only about 10 minutes, and I've got a few slides that I'm going to share with you. So I'll be I'm opening my slides now so that I share with you.
So can we all switch on our videos so that we can see our beautiful and handsome faces?
Okay, so I've already been introduced. I'm going to be talking about today's event, which is Africa Day Indaba 2022, Social Work and Development. I've got a few slides, perhaps about 10 slides for about 10 minutes. So welcome everybody. My name is Rugare, as has been said before, and I am convener of the African Social Work Network. You probably have got questions about what is the Africa Social Work Network and what is it doing. So the Africa Social Work Network was formed in 2020, basically to aggregate information about social work on the African continent. This happens through a number of platforms, including our website that I'm showing now. different social media platforms, but also engagements like the Indaba that we are having at the moment. The membership of the African Social Work Network by a month ago, we had about 72 registered members. So it's a small network, but it's a network of people who are dedicated to improving social work and development on the African continent. So details about becoming a member are on our website, and membership for this network is free. So Africa Day 2022 marks the formation of the Organization of African Unit, which is now the African Union, which was formed in 1963 on 25 May. So we're doing this event 2 days after, in the week of Africa Day, and our theme is centered around the theme of the African Union. So what is the theme of the African Union this year? The theme of the African Union this year focuses on food and nutrition, with the recognition that food and nutrition play an important role in human social economic capital development. Why is this crucial for social work? And why is this theme crucial for Africa? We all know that about 75% of the African population are farmers. They produce food as families, as communities. They produce food for their consumption, but they also produce food for the market. But what then happens if people are unable to produce enough food? Issues of malnutrition come in. Research done by the African Union, together with the other bodies that they work with, it shows that malnutrition in under fives in Africa is a major issue, and it's impacting children. It's impacting their potential. It does not only impact children, but it impacts families and communities, and ultimately all populations become vulnerable because of this issue. So food production, food security, nutrition security are critical issues, and which is why the African Union is focusing on this. The research goes further to say when there isn't enough food in the home or in the community, there are obvious repercussions. Physical, mental, cognitive, and sociological development of children is impacted. But the impact goes further than that. It goes further than the individuals to even impact social and economic development of nations. So when we focus on food production, when the African Union is focusing on food production, it is recognizing the importance of food in development. And why is this important for social work? So as social workers, it's important for us to be aligning with institutions in Africa when we are working in Africa. In most cases, we go to institutions like the United Nations in New York, but we leave the African Union in Addis Ababa. Yet it has got important themes, it has got important policies that are crucial for the development of social work on the African continent. So by focusing on what the African Union is focusing on, I think we are becoming relevant as social workers in Africa. When we also look at this theme of the African Union, we realize that they are looking at a solution that comes from within, and that's really crucial. When we think about our social work education, our social work field work, our social work research, we should be thinking about solutions that come from within. Food production is one of those solutions that is being propelled by the African Union. So the relevance of indigenous approaches, the relevance of decolonizing social work is crucial for Africa, and most of us have been talking about this, and those before us have also talked about why it is important for us to be relevant in terms of the social work that we teach, the research that we do, the research that we lead, but also the practice that we do. It's really crucial that we become relevant, not only in terms of what we teach, but also the literature that we produce, and also the history of social work that we teach. In most of the histories of social work that we teach or that we are taught in Africa, these people do not appear in that history, or if they do, they are not adequately included in the history of social work that is taught or learned in Africa. Instead, we learn more about histories of people who contributed to social work in UK, in the US, but these people did a wonderful job in improving social services on the African continent. There is Charlotte Maseke in South Africa, from my left. Then there's Jairus Jiri from Zimbabwe, as well as Mai Musodzi from Zimbabwe as well. There are many others from your countries that are not recognized in social work. And when we are talking about relevant social work, we should also be acknowledging these people. I will not get time to talk about this, but let me inform you that in November, we're having an Ubuntu lecture, the first one, and it's going to be delivered by Professor Bagele Chilisa from the University of Zimbabwe. Professor Chilisa is a post-colonial scholar, a researcher, author, and educator, very much interested in decolonization. Professor Chilisa's book on indigenous research methodology, if you don't see this book in your library, then you still need to do more to ensure that you decolonize the social work that you teach. This is an important book that Professor Chilisa has produced, and you'll find it in lots of libraries around the world. One program that is done by the African Social Work Network is to give an award every year, and the first award was provided early this year to Vivek from Mauritius. Congratulations to you, Vivek. Vivek is in the room and is going to deliver his speech, and I'm also going to show a video that shows the work that Vivek is doing in Mauritius. The person who introduced me is Olu. Is a mentor in the African Social Work Network, as you can see on the image that I'm showing now. The program is called Kuumba, or mentoring. It's open to African mentors and mentees. Olu, thanks for the introductions, and happy to have you as part of this meeting today. So thank you, Murakoze, asante sana, Twalumba.
Thank you, Dr. Mugumbate. This sounds so, I love the introduction, how you were able to highlight significance of discussing social work and decolonizing social work across African region instead of importing our own ideas. It's importing ideas from Western region. Thank you so much for the impact you've made to several of us, to young social workers across African region.